Welcome to the Hangout Sessions. You've just watched Manchester City beat Arsenal 2-1 at the Etihad. And truth be told, it could have been more. That was poor. That was poor. Perry, talk to me, man.
Where do you start? It's like they just gave up.
It was unacceptable at points. The walking, no pressing. Alexis is pressing from the front. No one's following. I'm seeing him waving his arms left, right, and centre, trying to get people to press.
Was that a managerial thing? Like, was that a managerial?
I think that comes from the top, but it's all of them, because it was at the end of the day, Wenger's not on the pitch, so it's the players have got to put in the effort. There were times when I'm watching warriors like Xhaka and Coquelin just walking. There's times I'm Özil walking. Everyone knows I love Özil, but that was unacceptable today. Like, I've never seen him do so much walking. He looks uninterested.
Özil had a terrible game today. He had a terrible game. Xhaka didn't really have a good game. Coquelin didn't have a good game.
They were giving the ball away so much. Coquelin was all right in the first half, but oh man, I'm so frustrated because City weren't good in that first half. We weren't good in that first half, but
it's like we went 1-0 up and then just took the pressure off.
We didn't even apply any pressure throughout the whole game, because what you got to remember is we scored in like the 3rd or 4th minute. We didn't really do anything before that. It was a very good goal. I think Arsenal will be happy with the goal because we kind of everything went right in that goal, right from the back to the start. All the players, efficiency, quality.
Let them come at us, man, is what I'm trying to say. It's like a lot of times I find with Arsenal, our best form of, I'm not saying to just start attacking everybody at all times, but when we're not the clean sheet guys, isn't it? We've proven that we're not the clean sheet guys. So a lot of times the best form of defense for us is attack. I would like to see us go.
I agree. You're right, especially if you look at the way Manchester City have been leaking goals this season, especially recently. This team, Leicester, who haven't even been scoring all season, scored 4 against this team. It's so frustrating.
And then remember that game? Was it 2 seasons ago when we beat them and we done a job on them at the Etihad? And everyone was like, "Oh my god!" And then we find out later on that it's because the players actually decided to do that. It wasn't even a managerial decision.
So I remember that. So what happened with the players today? Because there were no leaders. I didn't see one time. Like, even when towards the end, when Sanchez was crouched down, looking devastated at what was going on, he wasn't going, come on, there was no, come on guys, like, pull your fingers out, let's go, there was nothing. It was just, it was
dead,
so
empty.
Poor.
It was dead.
First half, we were 1-0 up, and I was looking at the game.
It was so dead that there's not even really much to comment on. Like, it's not like we tried and there was loads of individual errors. It wasn't even like we were trying. It was more like it was just lifeless, isn't it? Like, there's not really much.
Man City pretty much controlled that game from start to finish. There's a period from, actually, before I go on to second half, first half, very much like that Everton game where we were 1-0 up and we just sat back and we thought, we're 1-0 up and you lot have the ball. And City weren't really doing anything in the first half. They were quite poor in the first half, if I'm really honest.
Miles just sent me a stat. Coquelin and Xhaka won just 1 of 8 tackles today and 2 of 15 against Everton. So what exactly are they doing?
And it's frustrating, that statistic, because if you'd asked every Arsenal fan before that Everton game, we would have been happy with the Coquelin-Xhaka partnership. I've been seeing people call them Jacqueline. People have been calling them.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, it's a great partnership, but I think one of the main issues with that partnership is that it lacks creativity. It lacks.
I disagree, because I think Xhaka's very good on the ball. I mean,
nah, he's definitely off pace. He's definitely.
Yeah. Well, the last 2
now. Why
games
so hesitant to start him, because he is definitely off pace. I'm not doubting his ability at all whatsoever, because I've seen moments where I'm just like, wow. But he's definitely off pace for the Premiership. Like, sometimes when the ball comes to him, I'm like, right, cool, pivot. Like, you've done your pivot, have a look now. And he's just still there with the ball at his feet, stumbling. Someone comes in, swipes it off him. Now Arsenal are like on the defensive all of a sudden. It's like, bro, Cazorla's always on pace, like always. he's rarely off pace, Cazorla, and you can tell that we're missing him right now. You can tell Arsenal are missing Cazorla because Coquelin and Xhaka definitely. I just think they're lacking some sort of creative output there. 100%.
I'm fuming with Ozil today, and I don't just want to pick him out because I know there weren't many performers, and sometimes for Ozil to play well, you have to be getting him the ball, and there was a lot of giving the ball away. We only put together about 60 passes in the second half.
How good is Ozil if to get him to play we have to constantly get the ball to him? Like, how good is he there? Because that should matter. That should count.
Well,
because Alexis performs whether he's playing bad or not. Like, you see him putting in effort every game.
That's
every moment.
I think that's what I'm more disappointed at about Ozil today, because to be fair, we didn't really have much of the ball in dangerous positions. Like, we barely had the ball in their half. But like, I'm disappointed with the lack of effort from Ozil today, because a lot of times he gets called lazy and whatnot, but that's just his mentality and his way of playing. But today,
I started watching the game because I missed a lot because I was out. But I started watching the game from the end of the second half, and I don't recall I can't even recall many moments when Ozil was on the ball. Like, I can't think.
It was like that the whole game.
I can't even pick moments out when Ozil.
What hurts about it is that he looks disinterested. That's it. Like, I have seen enough to presume he's not going to extend his contract. Like, he doesn't look. If he's interested, then he's got a funny way of showing it. You know what I mean? Actions.
Up until the Everton game, he looked interested. Then all of a sudden he doesn't. It's like, nah, I don't think it's that.
That's why. This is the thing with reacting straight after the game, because I might not have said that if we did this reaction tomorrow, you know. But he looked disinterested today. He was walking around.
I don't think it's that, because it's too quick,
mate. Like, there's a point on that 75 minutes when he's walking around whilst Man City have the ball, and at the same, like, it wasn't just him walking. To be fair, there were other people walking, but like, come on, you're the one who's demanding 250,000, 300,000. You better be running your socks off, mate, because you're not putting the effort in, and you're our talisman.
Miles always mentions that Ozil is not as good as people think, because when we play bad, he doesn't perform. And Miles sticks by that. What do you think about that? Like, he only plays good in the games when Arsenal are looking good. Like, what's your honest opinion on it?
I don't think there's been a time where we've been under the cosh and Ozil's grabbed us by the. He's just grabbed us and pulled us through the game with his own individual.
Like Cesc used to do sometimes here and there.
With his own individual brilliance, you know? And it's hard for me to say that, because I am a massive fan of Ozil. I think he's one of my favorite players before Arsenal, you know? Before he was at Arsenal, I always used to like Mesut. So
he shines when Arsenal are playing good, he plays exceptional. When Arsenal are playing bad, he plays terrible. Like,
that's the kind of game where, okay, when it was 1-1 at 55 minutes, 60 minutes, when you could clearly see Manchester City were on top, you want Ozil to grab the game by the balls and pull us through it. Get on the ball, spray the ball here and there, dribble with the ball, look interested, lead. And I saw nothing there from him.
What do you think about Alexis Sanchez then, based on his effort and his performance today?
Obviously, I play amateur football, and I know what a game like that feels like when you're up front on your own and you barely get a sniff, and you're trying to put pressure on, and you're putting pressure on, and then you look and your winger's not putting pressure on, or you look and the guys in midfield are walking. It feels horrible, and I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think of him, because you can't say he didn't put effort in today. But he barely had a sniff. It's hard to even judge Sanchez on that game. You know, like, he barely touched the ball in the second half.
What's your thoughts on the goal? Because I remember watching it back straight away and thinking, right, that's offside. And then there was a chance just before with Iwobi scoring, and his one looked tighter than that, and it was flagged as offside. So I mean, I think that could have been given offside any day, any other day.
My thought is my immediate thought when Sané scored, because I always have an instinct with them, and only a decent instinct, is I was waiting for the linesman to put his flag up. Even when I saw him run in the goal, pick the ball up, I was thinking, yeah, like he didn't celebrate. That's his first goal for Man City. He like, what's going on? I thought it was offside.
Oh, did I? Watching it live, I was like, all right, that's offside.
Yeah. And I thought, well, I don't know. The only reason why I can't complain too much about that, although it was offside, is we were so bad that I don't even think we deserve to even mention that as a point, you know? We were so bad. And
what about the second goal with Silva's foot?
I don't know. I really don't know. But I did think it was offside, but we have not been lucky in recent weeks. And our luck seems to have run out because we have been lucky. In November, I kept saying, we are getting lucky. We keep getting lucky. Everyone's getting excited. Bigging up Arsene Wenger, bigging up everyone, saying, yeah, like, this is it. We're going to go for the... Calm down, guys. Calm down. We've been getting lucky for a long, long time. There's only been a few performances in recent weeks that I can even say that was a very good performance, you know?
What was our last
from that, like, if you look at November, like, look, if we let's really look at November. Like, we scraped through the game against Ludogorets. Drew against Spurs, could have lost that game. Drew at Man United, should have lost that game. Drew at home to PSG, could have lost that game. You could say the Bournemouth performance was all right, 3-1.
Our last exceptional
West Ham, outstanding. Basel, like, I'm just looking at them now, and like, we've been getting lucky, you know, but the luck seems to have run out now.
What was our last exceptional performance?
So, I don't. The luck seems to have run out now.
Don't say Chelsea.
Chelsea?
I said, what was our last exceptional performance?
Our last exceptional performance was against West Ham.
Well, is that exceptional? Because
it was exceptional. It was a bit. You can only beat who you play in front of them. Liverpool played them last week and couldn't beat them. It was exceptional. It was 5-1 before. It was a 5-1 win in a away against a London rival. It was exceptional. I'm not going to play that down.
You say exceptional, but
come on, like, okay, that's being harsh because we saw you can only beat who you have in front of them. Like,
yeah, but all right. So the big teams, who have we done a job on other than Chelsea? We've not.
No. You're right. I literally just said that before. I went through all the results and said we have been lucky. But that West Ham game, I
don't think you can say any performance is exceptional unless it's a big team. But I think it can be a good performance. It can be
what about if your rivals can't beat them then?
Yeah, but the rivals are picking up points, but we're dropping them elsewhere, so it balances out. What I'm saying is, I don't think you can say that a team outside of the top 6 beating them is an exceptional performance. Like, I don't know, man.
Well, when a team,
I think wrapping up Chelsea 3-0 is an exceptional performance based on how they look now. I think going away to Man U.
What about when we beat Ludogorets 6-0?
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Good performance.
Well, PSG couldn't beat them at home, so
yeah, but come on, bro, it's Ludogorets, man. Come on,
that's the thing. That's just unfair because that's been our problem for a long time. Like what I think is important.
You should be beating Ludogorets.
You should be beating Ludogorets. I'm just saying that was an exceptional performance. Like, you've got to be exceptional to beat another team 6-0. You don't just win 6-0.
Nah, that's not true. That is not true, bro. Ludogorets, come on.
That's a whole different conversation. All I will say on that is you have to beat. You can only beat what you have in front of you. You know.
Yeah, like, and I think they're good performances, but
because this attitude is why we will go to Goodison Park and drop 2-1. You need to put your fucking effort into every game.
Yeah,
game is easy.
And they beat good performances. But the problem with Arsenal is they should be beating West Ham away, man.
Yeah, we should. But this is like I said, this is why we turn up at Goodison Park when they've been getting beat week in, week out and get tuffed. Because we think we have a God-given right to just turn up and win these games sometimes. No, you got to put your effort in. You got to move that ball quick. You got to be on job. Like
I don't even.
and,
That is part of it. Yeah, effort is part of it, but a lot of it is managerial. I don't want to say just inadequacy, man. Like I don't even think Wenger doesn't try. I don't think he tries. I just don't think he's good enough tactically to pull off certain games, man. He's just not tactically up to par with some of the other managers in the league, man.
I was very disappointed how after half time, I could see Man City scored, and you could see we didn't react to it, and you could see Man City smelt blood, and they were going for that second goal, and no changes were made. I was looking at it thinking, clear. I'm not a football manager, so I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to act like I was sitting there thinking this needs to happen and we need to do this. But I knew something needed to change, and it didn't happen. And I remember I tweeted, I cannot see us getting to 70 minutes, not 2-1 down. We did get to 70 minutes. Well, 71 minutes, they went and scored again. So my prediction was 1 minute out, really. But there was no, like, come on, we have to be proactive.
It isn't that they weren't challenged at any point, really.
Yeah, we didn't challenge them. That wasn't a hard game for City. They didn't. You see, when we beat Man City for the last 2 seasons, we ground that win and we worked hard. Man City come off that pitch and they won't feel like they just played a title rival today.
So now we're 9 points behind Chelsea.
It's done for me now. In terms of the Premier League,
a significant amount of ground to make up. We're sitting there with Man U now. Like we're in Man U.
United are 4 points behind us.
Yeah, we're in Man U territory now.
We a few weeks back, I was laughing at Man United, going, "You lot are closer to West Ham than you are to us." All of a sudden, we're so far behind Chelsea.
Yes, that's significant ground to make up, man.
Yeah,
considering they don't have European.
Yeah, 9 points. That's it. There's no way we're gonna win 3 times when they lose 3 times.
Especially when all their focus is on Premiership, like so.
They probably ain't even going to care about the FA Cup this season. They want to win that now. Like
Conte goes home, and he just works on the next game he can go home and train his team every day. And you're trying to catch them on. Nah, it's not happening. They're not going to get caught.
And you know what? I hated last season, and I'm going to grow to hate this season. And it's just, man.
Yeah, it's not looking good. There is a lot of time left, though. I remember this time last season, there's a heap of time for things to happen. There is, but I just think maybe for other.
There's only one thing that I'm about to say that can spin our. As of now, I don't think we're in the title race, and I'm not going to judge it until after we go to Chelsea, Saturday, the 4th of February, lunchtime kickoff at Stamford Bridge. I'm not going to judge it again until then, because our next run of Premier League games are as follows: West Brom at home, Boxing Day; Palace at home, New Year's Day; Bournemouth away, Swansea away, Burnley at home, Watford at home. Then we need to get 3 points in every one of them games. That has to be 18 points there. Like, we cannot drop points. If we can win all of them games and then go to Chelsea and beat them there, I don't see how we're going to be too far away from Chelsea. We should still be within 6 points, you know?
Chelsea will drop points as well.
I think if we're to win them following them games that I just said, if we win them all, and Chelsea, I reckon Chelsea will drop a couple points here and there before we play them. But we need to be within like 5 points when we beat Chelsea. If we beat Chelsea, like if we beat Chelsea and we're within 5 points heading into the end of the season, then I'll say, okay, we've got a chance here. But it's very frustrating.
Another day in the life of Arsenal fans, man. That's just how it goes. I need to put being an Arsenal fan on my CV and see if it can get me any jobs on the basis of my temperament and my patience.
Do you know what I mean, man? We've not even lost it on this. This has been, considering we've just lost us for the second time in like less than 7 days. We've not completely lost it. Like, listen back to that hangout session where we lost to Liverpool on the first day of the season. That was an emotional man. But yeah. Anyway, Guys, that's what me and Perry thinks. Emotional Arsenal reaction. But yeah, let us know what you think. Share this with your Arsenal fan friends. Like, follow us on Twitter because we're always active on the Twitter. I feel like a lot of our Twitter followers and our hangout session listeners, we need to unite. We're not just a podcast, and we're not just a Twitter. Like, interact with both. Follow us on Facebook. We are out.